going on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we got another Real Madrid match preview video for you guys right here on the channel. We're going to be looking at some La Liga action, right? Madrid's next game is against Alaves at the Bernabeu, and we're going to look to continue our unbeaten run in La Liga. I mean, I can't tell you the last time we've lost a game. It has to be a record because we've just been able to somehow pick up points. And the form at the start of this season, it's not been the best. But the game that we just played against Espanyol was the best game that we've had. We actually looked like a dominant side from the time the whistle was blown. And you guys know, a complaint that I've had about Madrid this season is how trash we look to start off in the first half. Like teams are just running through us. They're implementing their style of play. They're dictating the tempo, right? We're always conceding all these big chances. Courtois has to make save after save after save. Like, just go look at Real Madrid's Twitter, right? They'll say, the game is kicked off. 30 seconds later, Courtois has to make a save. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? And I think against Espanyol was the first time this season that we looked like the better team in the first half. We were on smoke, and we should have scored 2 to 3 goals before halftime. But our shooting boots were missing. Mbappe, you know? But regardless, it looks like our form is starting to turn around, right? I don't want to get too excited or too carried away. Espanyol, they are a team that was just recently promoted, right? So it's not even like we were going against anybody that's good. But I think that we've had a pretty easy run so far in La Liga. We haven't played any serious teams. I think the best clubs that we went against is Real Betis and Real Sociedad. Aside from that, we've been going against bottom half of the table teams. And the form was worrying, right? Because we shouldn't have lost any game this season. And we're still trailing behind Barcelona, who are on great form. These guys are playing some amazing football. I'm watching these guys go out there and batter teams week in, week out. So, look, this game against Alaves is a must win. And Alaves, they're actually on some good form. I think they're sitting 6th in the table right now. So, on paper, this should be a game that we just go in there and slap them up. But with the form that they're on, this game might be a little bit more difficult than what we'd want it to be. But this has to be a game that we go out there and put in another good performance. I need to see more of what I saw against Espanyol, against Alaves. Because after that Alaves game, we're going to be playing Atleti. And that's going to be the first real test for us this season. And if our form does not pick up, it's not going to be a good game to go into on poor form. Atleti always give us issues, whether we're on good form or not. So we don't need to be going in there with our confidence low because we ended up not being able to dominate an Alaves side that on paper we should be going out there and slapping up. Now, real quick, right, with some team news. The game against Alaves, we're going to be without Jude Bellingham and Dani Carvajal, right? So the report just says Bellingham and Carvajal, they are fine, but they will be able to play in the Madrid derby, but they will be rested against Alaves. Camavinga could train with the group on Wednesday, right? Now, this is just precautionary, right? These players need rest. Dani Carvajal got a goal against Espanyol, which was actually set up by Jude, who got his assist. He needs to rest. So we got to play Lucas Vazquez out there. Makes me nervous. And then Jude, right, has only played 2 games this season. Mallorca, then he just came back last week against Stuttgart, and then he started this game against Espanyol. So technically he played 3 games. I don't know why I said 2. But I think that he's dealing with a shoulder injury still from last season, right? We saw Jude have that shoulder injury. He's never gotten that taken care of. There's been no time for him to get his shoulder fixed because he came back after about a few weeks last season when he injured it. And then this summer was the Euros, so he couldn't go get it taken care of then. But I thought, honestly, when Jude got injured in that game against Mallorca, right, when he injured his foot, I was saying that he should be taking this time right now to get that injury fixed and to also fix his shoulder. But instead, he ends up coming back from injury early. And I think that that shoulder is going to be a problem throughout this season. And I think that the club should have had him get both those issues fixed. And even if that meant him missing more time, I'd rather Jude miss more time than Jude go out there and possibly aggravate his shoulder. And now he has to miss time again. Because yesterday, I thought for a second he was going to have to get taken off early because he was down holding his shoulder. And after he got subbed off, he was on the bench holding his shoulder. He's clearly playing with an injury, which sucks because we look a lot better when Jude is out there. And we've already been struggling with our form. So it's like, of course, I'd want to keep him there, right? Like, I don't want him to be injured. But I think he should have dealt with those injuries all at once just to come back fully fit. Some other injuries, right? Obviously, Brahim Diaz is out, right? He's going to be out for another 2 months. David Alaba, there's no timeline for him, right? Got injured like last season, November. Did his ACL, I believe. I don't know how come he's not been able to return to training. It's like he's having setbacks. David Alaba's injury is actually making me a bit nervous because even when he is able to come back, he's been gone from football for so long. Is he going to even be the same player? You got, who else? Dani Ceballos, right? He's not going to be there for that game. He got injured against Real Betis. And then Camavinga is not going to be fit in time for this game, but he will return to training this week. So there is a possibility that Camavinga is out there for the Atleti game. But for Alaves, he won't be there, right? And I do want to kind of talk about Alaves just a little bit more, right? We all know, as I said, they're on good form, right? Alaves at the moment are sitting 6th in the table. And I remember when we played them last season, right? Alaves, we slapped them up. I believe the last game we played them, we beat them about 5-0. And then I think the game before that was like around Christmas time. And we won in like the last minute. It was like a last minute goal. I think like Lucas Vasquez scored it or something. So mixed results, right? I mean, look, we took 6 points off of them. I don't remember the last time that Alaves have taken points off of us. I know it does not happen often. But this is a game that I expect us to score 3 goals in. I would also like to keep a clean sheet. But to be honest, even though we beat them 5-0 the last time we played them, that was because Alaves play some decent football. And usually, you would expect teams to maybe come to the Bernabeu and sit back. That's not what Alaves did. Alaves were trying to implement their style of football, right? They had a few chances as well, right? Last season, they had the striker from Atleti who was causing us a little bit of problems with his pace and power. Samu Omeridian, the guy that almost went to Chelsea. I forget where he went to, but yeah, he's not at Alaves anymore. So it is a team that they're not going to just sit back. And they're probably going to be feeling real confident with the form that they are on, right? And as I said, they're sitting 6th right now, right? Barcelona are top on 18th. Real Madrid are 2nd on 14 points. Villarreal, 11 points. Alaves are right here at 5th, actually. I think I said 6th this time. But now they're 5th. This is a team that should not be in 5th, right? Their last 5 games, or let's say their last, what was it? Yeah, 5, right? They have 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. That's actually very impressive for an Alaves side that doesn't spend a lot of money. They don't have a huge budget. I rate it. For sure. Good start to the season. But back to their squad, right? I'm looking at it, and I'm not really that familiar with any of these guys. I mean, let me know in the chat, right? Who do you view as like the danger man for Alaves? Like, who should Madrid be on the lookout for? I've not watched them play this season, but when I look at their league positioning, 5th, it's impressive. for a club of their size. But let me know, right? Get in the chat, comment section, whatever, and tell me who's the danger man for Alaves, right? And what I want to do now, right, before we end up getting off of this, we got to predict that starting 11. I need you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what 11 you want to see out there. But I'm going to build mine, right? And again, this is one where quite a few things could be in here. I think we will rotate a little bit, right? Like we rotated against Espanyol. I think we'd rotate a little bit against Alaves. Not too much, though, right? I don't think it'd be as heavily rotated. But I might surprise you guys here. So, yeah, let's get to start 11. I'm going to go, to be honest, I'm going to go with Courtois in goal. I was thinking about possibly putting Lunin out there, but I just think, look, Courtois has been on such good form. You know, we don't possibly want to risk dropping points right now. I think I'd rather just have Courtois out there. But Lunin does deserve some game time soon, right? I don't know when Carlo will do that, but I just believe Courtois starts. Obviously, Lucas Vazquez will be out there. They've already confirmed that no Danny Carvajal. And then I think we will see Militao and Rudiger. We saw Tchouaméni start center back last game because they wanted to give Rudiger a rest. I don't get why Jesus Vallejo can't go out there and start. I just cannot believe it. Like, what's the point in having Jesus Vallejo in the squad if you can't use him if you want to rest a center back? And we have no other center back, so Tchouaméni had to play out of position. I also think Mendy starts as well. Right? Now, in the pivot, me personally, I would give Modric a start. I would start Modric again. And I would start Valverde. But something in me wants to give Valverde a rest, but I'll actually switch them, to be honest. Let me switch them. All right, hold on. All right, yeah, let's put Modric over here. Let's put Valverde down here. Then in the 10, I'm going with Arda Güler. This is his best position. I think Arda Güler is a generational player. I think that this guy's an absolute baller, right? The same way that people talk about Lamine Yamal, I believe that Arda Güler needs to be in those conversations. And yeah, as long as Jude has to miss games and whenever there needs to be some changes or somebody needs a rest in attacking position, especially as an attacking midfielder or on the wings, I think Arda Güler needs to be one of the first names that gets called on. Then I would do, right? See, I don't know if Rodrigo starts because Rodrigo started the last few games, but with all the injuries that we have, yeah, I think Rodrigo starts again on the right wing. Then I would put Vinny, who came off the bench in the last game, right? Start Vinny. And then up front, I'm going with Endrick. I think Mbappe has to hold bench. These guys don't have Endrick in the database. I always forget that. But just picture the number 9 being Endrick, chat. Like, that's the lineup that I would go with. I think, Mbappe must be dropped. For some reason, this guy cannot find the back of the net on a consistent basis. His shooting is awful. Every time he shoots the ball, it either goes directly to the goalkeeper or it goes wide. Like, how many more opportunities are we going to allow him to waste? I think Endrick across all competitions have played about 26 minutes. And in those 26 minutes, he looks like the better striker. He's done more in 26 minutes, in my opinion, than Mbappe has done playing damn near 90 every single game. And don't let the stats fool you guys, right? I watched the game with my eyes. Mbappe yesterday did not drop an 8 or a 9. This guy should have been no higher than a 7. He got the assist for Vinny, fair enough. And then he got a penalty that Endrick won that, in my opinion, was not really a pen. Then he scored the pen, which boosted his rating. But I've not been impressed by Mbappe. I think he's done everything right as a striker in terms of his runs, the way that he's able to put himself in good scoring opportunities. It's been fantastic. But when he shoots the ball, he just looks washed. Even when he does step overs, it doesn't look good. So I think Endrick should be starting this game on Tuesday. Carlo in his press conference literally said that Endrick was going to be starting one of these games coming up. And I thought that game was going to be against Espanyol because they're a newly promoted side, right? And he ended up starting Mbappe. And I know he's not going to start Endrick against Atleti. So this must be the game that Endrick starts. But get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about my starting 11. Also, let me know what your predictions are for this game against Alaves. It's a massive game, right? We're still trailing Barcelona. We got to catch up to them. We cannot afford to be dropping points right now. And that game against Atleti is going to be super tough. So hopefully the game against Alaves, we can put in another 90 minutes of a real solid performance. But as I said, let me know what you guys think about everything that is going to happen in this game. Get in the comment section. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you guys don't miss anytime I drop a new video or I go live. I'm out, people. Peace.